Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. Today I'm going to be introducing to you, not really introducing, or just going to showcase to you my Blaziken Pidgeot box deck. Now obviously, if you were to follow me on Twitter in the past, I've actually played this Blaziken Pidgeot deck quite some time back. I used to play with Deluxe Bomb and Mesagoza. It's a pretty funky list, but obviously it's not as consistent. It's probably not that good in the current meta as well. So hence I actually tweaked the deck a little bit, and I came up with a decent list. I think that has a pretty decent meta coverage spread, and I also think it's pretty decent in the current format, whereby it's Ascended Heroes legal, right? So yeah, if you can look at the list, this is not my final list, but this is the list that I actually took to an ETB event, which I actually won, and hence I'm just going to explain the list very quickly to you before I show you the gameplay and whatnot. But before that, I would really appreciate it if you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and this video, obviously to spread awareness and to increase the algorithm of my videos, right? On top of that, I have finally joined Metafy or whatever it's called, and I've actually set up a community there as well, in which I'm going to be posting a lot of decks, a lot of guides to my spicy rogue decks. And obviously they're not going to be meta decks, they're probably not going to win you regionals as well, but I try my best to keep it as competitive as possible. You can probably win cups and challenges with this deck. So if you're looking to have fun and to win cups and challenges with spicy rogue decks, then I would really appreciate it that, you know, if you can subscribe to my Metafy, because I'll be posting tons and tons of guides of a lot of spicy lists over there, right? So now let's quickly look into the list that I've prepared here today. It's basically a Blaziken Pidgeot deck. Now obviously everyone's aware of Blaziken Dragapult deck, and I think some of you guys are also aware of my Blaziken and Zoroark deck as well. Obviously, post-rotation, you can probably replace the Pidgeot with Zoroark. That's completely fine. You're going to do well against a lot of decks that are weakness to darkness and whatnot, right? But as of today, if you were to enter, if you want to bring this list to a challenge or a cup, Pidgeot's still legal, then I would recommend you looking to this list, right? Now, obviously, it's just a Blaziken deck. I mean, your Goldengo matchup is going to be very easy if you still see Goldengo around, right? You have the Baby Blaziken Victini combo, whereby you can hit for 260 plus a Soul Rock or a Lunatune for 3 prizes. You can just do that twice. You can probably even do that once, and then you can let the big Blaziken, the Blaziken EX, take care of the rest of it. We also have a Moltres plus Defiance Band in this deck for you to play the Dengo matchup as well. But the purpose of Defiance Band obviously is not just for that. It's also for the 1/1 Leafeon here, right? So the 1/1 Leafeon obviously is for Zard, it's for Zoroark, and it's primarily for Grim. We are playing 1 Luminous Energy as well, alongside the 1 Grass Energy, and the reason why we're doing that is because we want to be able to use Leafeon's second attack, which is absolutely insane against Grim. It's also very essential in the event you play a very good Zard player, whereby they're not going to accelerate 3 energies on board. You're not going to be able to take the knockout with your first attack, so you'll need to use your second attack for that. So Luminous Energy is absolutely insane here, and the main reason is actually for Zoroark, because Zoroark, more often than not, they only have 2 energies in play. You will want to use second attack, but unfortunately with Zekrom around, Leafeon EX is going to die very quickly, and hence why instead of a Moltres Bangle, we are playing a Moltres Defiance Band, because you're able to use your first attack plus Defiance Band for 300 on a Zoroark due to weakness, right? But an additional benefit of the Luminous Energy for this Mosagate attack as well is for the Grimmsnarl matchup, whereby if you want to heal your bench to avoid a Devo play, is also very good. And since we took out the Clefairy, the Leafeon's also very good against Dragapult. In the event you want to, for example, punch with Blaziken and then you want to retreat, use Leafeon and heal up your Blaziken to avoid a Dusknoir play, is also possible. And due to that fact, and due to the fact that you can one-shot Zard multiple times, I am not playing Psyduck in this deck. I'm also playing a Rod instead of 2 Stretchers, because I want to Rod back the Leafeon, right? So the reason why I'm not playing Clefairy and the Psychic Energy, which are actually 2 techs that I'm going to put into my Metafy guide, which is absolutely great against Lucario and Dragapult, is because it gets one-shotted by Pulp pretty easily, and I would rather have a Moltres and a Reshiram compared to a Dragapult, because I do think it has a wider spread in terms of the meta decks out there, and I don't want to confine my list too much. Even though it's just 2 tech cards, I don't want to confine my list too much to just Dragapult and Lucario. So hence, Reshiram is a huge attacker late game. For example, if you play against Zard, you can just Blaziken twice for a Zard, and then you Leafeon for a Zard, and then you can just use Reshiram to end the game for 2/2, right? And the Moltres is absolutely insane because, again, Zoroark, for example, if Leafeon can't come online, or even against Mega Lucario, or even against Zards and stuff like that, Moltres can always be a 1 energy puncher. And we're also playing Victini, so you can do 120 and Blaziken can do 210. That would be 330. You can also do 110 plus Blaziken 200 plus Defiance Band. That's also enough for a Lucario. And of course, the Blaziken plus the Baby Blaziken plus Blaziken EX combo plus a Defiance without a Victini, or with a Victini instead of a Defiance, you're able to knock out a Charizard, an active Charizard plus a Charmeleon as well. So I think the matchup spread here is pretty decent. You're good against Dango, you're good against Grimmsnarl, you're pretty okay against Zard, pretty okay against Pult, good against Zoroark, against Lucario. The only tough matchup here is the Guardy matchup. Now, obviously, I'm playing 1 Darkness, I'm playing 1 Lumi. You want to add in the Darkness, another Darkness plus a Patch EX, please feel free to do so. If your area has a lot of Guardy and whatnot, you can do that. But I'm just going to tackle the Guardy matchup without those cards, because I think Blaziken EX plus Baby Blaziken may be enough. And then, of course, the Reshiram for a late game kill on Guardy or whatever. So even the Leafeon can one-shot your Mews and your Fez, even Mews with Bravery Charm, and it's not really easy to kill Leafeon as well. So it's a bit tricky. Of course, you can tweak the deck a little bit, but I think this is a comfortable list. Now, obviously, I would want to have other ace pack in the deck, but Secret Box is just such a consistent ace pack to have in this deck. So I think the priority in this deck is setting up. I think if you're able to set up, you're pretty favored into quite a number of decks actually. Now, obviously, if you want to take this deck to a regional, I can't guarantee you a win. I can't guarantee you a day 2. I think it's possible you can get day 2 of this deck. So I would say the ceiling of this deck is probably day 2ing a regional and winning cups and challenges. And of course, you want to catch people off guard, especially if you're playing cups and challenges, which are probably, for example, BO1, stuff like that. The Leafeon is going to catch them off guard. The Victini is going to catch them off guard. Moltres, the Baby Blaziken, the Reshiram EX, and last but not least, the Luminous Energy. So this is absolutely insane. I think it's a fun deck to play. Now, obviously, post-rotation, you're probably going to add back the Clefairy in for the Lucario matchup. You are going to lose Pidgeot. You can probably add in and Zoroark, some Reshirams and some Zakrams. So I'm actually going to come up with an optimal post-rotation Blaziken Zoroark list. So stay tuned. Like and subscribe to the video and channel, and be a member to my Metafy community. And I'll be probably posting my Blaziken Zoroark there in due course. So let's just check out a couple of games. I'm not going to play too many games. The dynamic of my video is going to be changing a little bit moving forward. I'm not going to be posting too many games. Instead, I'm going to be posting my Metafy guide in terms of your matchups and your ideal board states and whatnot of all the spicy decks that I'm going to be posting on YouTube, right? So please, again, I would like to reiterate and again request for you guys to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join and become a member of my Metafy community. So let's check out some games. Winning coin toss is always great. I think this deck can't function going first at all, man. Of course, unless you start with Poffins and whatnot, but see, now you see. That is a beautiful hand, but unfortunately we mulligan into a pretty dead hand. But I guess it's not too bad because we have the Call for Family Pidgey, which obviously is not too bad. Now, assuming, let's say, for example, with a good top deck, right? So I think ideally what we're going to do is we're probably going to bench another Pidgey, and then we release into an energy and Call for Family, right? But yeah, as of now, I don't think there's anything for us to do here. Definitely need to bench the Pidgey. I'm thinking we're down an Ultra Ball something away for a Torchic, but I think it may not be necessary because we should be able to Call for Family for something, right? So ideally what we want to do here is we Obviously, if you were to tech the Clefairy, which is actually the build that I'm putting into my Metafy guide, one Clefairy, one Psychic Energy for the Lucario and Dragapult matchup. However, specifically for this game, I'm not playing the Clefairy. I'm actually playing a Reshiram and a Moltres instead. So obviously, we can use Reshiram for late game on the Lucario. Reshiram 330 plus Victini is 340. And up and until the Reshiram is active, we can actually play. The. So we have energy. We can actually play the Moltres into Torchic build, right? I think that's obviously the plan here. So I'm thinking, who do I want to call for Family 4? I'm definitely going to take a Torchic here, but I think this is where the Moltres is going to come into play as well, right? Because we want to be using the Moltres. We do a quick deck check. We have 3 Blazikens, that's important. We have Candies. We do not have the baby Blaziken, which is, I think it's fine. But yeah, we need a Defiance Band. So I think I'm making the right play here. And the reason is because I mean, unless they're using Solar Rock to punch me, I think that using Moltres to punch into the Lucario is the obvious move here. I'm not too sure whether... Yeah, it does look like they're going to use Lucario. Actually, if I were them, I'll probably use the Solar Rock, actually. But now they're exposing to damage on the Mega Lucario, right? So this is where the Moltres is going to come in. Obviously, maybe they're overlooking the Defiance Band that I'm playing. Maybe they're not aware of the Defiance Band. But this is where the Moltres is coming in. So we're just going to punch with Moltres. I think in terms of the price trading here is not... It doesn't look too good for them, right? I don't think. Yeah, so I'm going to do this. Just going to take a Pidgeot here. I'm just going to Candy Pidgeot. I'm not going to quick search for a Lily, although a Lily's here obviously looks a lot better. I'm also going to keep the Rod, I think. Yeah, I didn't really check whether I have a Stretcher in the deck or its price, so I'm not going to preemptively use the Rod too soon. Buddy Poffin, don't really need the Victini here as well. I'm thinking whether I want to get a Tatsugiri down. Don't think so I have slot for it. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to do this. I have the Defiance Band ready here. So I'm going to quick search for a Blaziken here first. So the next time I'm just going to quick search for a Lilies, right? Yep. He might retreat for the other Lucario, so that would be a problem. But if he does that, we obviously have to quick search for either a boss or a counter catcher then. Which I think is not too bad as well. I don't think he sees the line here. The play that I'm coming up with. Yeah. If he goes 2-2, then I think the Reshiram play can definitely come in here as well. The Victini plus Reshiram play, right? So I think we need to set up as many Blazikens as possible because we want to be accelerating energy to our Reshiram later part in the game, right? But yeah, like I said, obviously, if you are playing the Clefairy Psychic Energy build, then it's definitely going to be a lot easier. But if you're not, then it's a little bit tricky here actually. And it's only because you have to price map pretty well, and yeah, I think it's mainly price mapping, right? Now I don't know if I want to put a Town Store for him to get a maximum belt. I think that's the only question here, to be honest. Do I want to give him the maximum belt or not? But we do get a Candy Blaziken, which is always good. So we have a Combusken there up and prepared. So that's the thing, right? I can give him max belt actually. I don't really mind giving him max belt. But do I really want a Town Store? The only reason why I want a Town Store is to thin my thin my deck, right? For one Evo, that's about it. And I don't really necessarily have the requirements to preserve my, or to get ready my Reshiram the following turn, right? Because I need 2 Blazikens at least. So that's going to be tricky. I'm going to search a Iono instead of a Lily here, only because I want to disrupt them as much as I can, and I don't really have a good hand. I don't really have a good hand here as well. I don't want to reshuffle them, so I'm just going to do this, I think. I'm not going to give them the max belt. I don't know if they play the max belt. But yeah, I think this looks good. Got the other Blaziken here as well, so that's also good. But yeah, we don't really have a good hand here. Do I want to put the Tatsugiri down? Not really as well, right? I think I'll put the Victini here actually. We'll swing for 3 prizes. So if he knocks out this Blaziken, it's a little bit tricky. I think we're still going to Iono and whatnot, but ooh, we got the Baby Blaze, man. The Baby Blaze. Unfortunately, Baby Blaze is quite useless in this matchup. But yeah, if he knocks out the Blaziken here, it's a little bit tricky because we are going to need either Rod, Stretcher, and also another Blaziken and an energy card as well in order for us to use the Reshiram at this stage, right? So that's a bit tough. But it appears that they are going to... Oh, there it is. He got the max belt anyway, right? So maybe I should have put a Town Store there. I'm not too sure. Yeah, so this is a bit tough. Now, the problem here is he may... I mean, we may very likely whiff the kill here, but I think Ionoing him is not too bad as well. Oh, but he has the max belt there ready as well. Yeah, I can actually candy into a Blaziken now, and yeah, then we'll be dead. If I quick search candy Blaziken, I'm going to need the Stretcher. Yeah, it's a bit tough. It's a bit tough. He might get a boss as well, so that's a bit tricky. This is very tough. I have to Iono here, I think. But I also have to retreat for a 1 prizer, I think. Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Yeah, I do think I used the Munkidori here actually. The problem is I could have preemptively ready up something else. But yeah, it's a bit tricky. I could have preemptively used something else here. I mean, quick search for something else. I probably could have quick search for Candy and a Blaziken or whatnot. I'm not too sure, man. But yeah, now it's pretty tough. So he can't aura jab me here and show. Yeah, it does look like he has it, right? A PP wouldn't kill my Pidgeot anyway. He needs 1 PPP. I think he may potentially have a Luna Cycle. No, it's aura jabbing. Okay. But he's keeping... Yeah, he's keeping my Wait, can I kill here? I can get a boss. Yeah, I got it. Phew. Not too sure if we deserve the win here. We didn't really get our Reshiram play involved, but not too shabby, I guess. Still able to take 6 prizes in 2 kills. Obviously, like I said, if you're going to play the Clefairy and the Psychic Energy, is going to be way easier. But I think the reason why I'm not playing the Clefairy and the Psychic Energy for now is because I don't really like it in the Dragapult matchup anyway. And a Reshiram and Moltres has a wider coverage spread compared to a Clefairy because it's very niche in terms of the deck that Clefairy can be used, right?